Hello, and welcome to Prana Life. I hope you are doing well today, and thank you for joining me for this Strength and Flexibility Vinyasa. We will be sequencing through energizing poses that create internal heat and strength before transitioning to floor poses to soothe the nervous system and encourage flexibility. As I am learning shoulder press pose, Bhuja Padasana, I decided to add the beginning steps so you can learn with me. For this class, we are simply first trying to build strength with wrists, arms, and shoulders while balancing the body. If you wish to pass on trying the basics of shoulder press, you can choose another arm balance pose to practice, such as crow. Please remember to move in a pain-free range, modifying as desired and resting when needed in your pose of choice. If you enjoy this class, I would appreciate it if you hit like and subscribe to my channel. Those wanting to support this channel's content creation can do so on the Buy Me a Coffee platform. There is a QR code on the final slide of this class, as well as a link in the video description. So, grab any items that you need, and I'll see you on the mat. We will be warming up with Surya Namaskara A and B, 5 rounds of each. I will cue the first and last round, starting in Tadasana, inhaling upward salute, exhaling forward fold, inhale halfway lift, stepping back into downward dog or choosing a vinyasa, holding in downward dog, grounding through the hands and the feet, long smooth breaths. Bending knees, looking to the front of the mat, inhaling into halfway lift, exhale standing forward fold, inhale sweeping the arms up, exhale coming into round 2. Round 3. Round 4. Round 5, exhaling into a standing forward fold, inhaling into halfway lift, exhale back into downward dog or choosing a chaturanga vinyasa, holding in downward dog, long smooth breaths into the belly, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Bending the knees, stepping to the front of the mat, inhaling halfway lift. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. We'll now be working on the 5 rounds of Sun Salutations B, cueing the first and last round. Inhale into chair, Utkatasana. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Stepping back into downward dog or choosing a Chaturanga Vinyasa. Inhaling the right foot through, rising up into Warrior One, arms extended overhead. Exhale, hands to the mat, downward dog or Vinyasa. Inhaling the left foot through, coming into Warrior One. Exhale, hands to the mat for downward dog or Vinyasa. Holding in downward dog. Long, smooth breaths. Bending the knees, looking to the front of the mat, inhaling into a halfway lift. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhaling into chair. Exhale into mountain pose Tadasana. Round 2. Round 3. Round 4. Round 5, last round. Inhaling into chair. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Downward dog or choosing a vinyasa. Inhaling the right foot through, rising up into warrior 1. Exhaling, hands to mat. Downward dog or vinyasa. Inhaling the left foot through, rising up into warrior 1. Exhale, hands to mat, choosing downward dog or vinyasa. Holding in downward dog. If you generated a little too much internal heat, you can inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth to start to cool the body down. Bending knees, inhaling into a halfway lift, exhaling into a standing forward fold, inhaling into chair, exhale into Tadasana, mountain pose. Placing hands on hips and stepping the right foot lengthwise to the mat, getting ready for a standing wide leg forward fold. Gaze should be slightly above eye level. Inhale, exhale, hinging at the hips as you fold forward, placing your hands on the mat. Your hands should be lined up with your feet. Long, smooth breaths into the belly, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Inhaling into a halfway lift. Exhale, extending arms behind you, palms on the floor. Continuing long, smooth breaths. Inhaling into a halfway lift. Using your peace fingers to wrap them around your big toes, exhaling into a forward fold as you pull your body down, your head to the mat. Long, smooth breaths. Placing hands on hips, inhaling as you rise up, gaze is forward, moving your feet slightly close together. Stepping to the front of the mat, coming into Tadasana. We will be working on a couple balancing poses, starting with the left side first. So ensuring your right foot feels secure and level on the floor. When ready, inhaling that left leg up as you grab your big toe with your peace fingers, finding a drishti to maintain your balance, remaining here if you wish, or if you feel you have good balance, extending that left foot forward. Steady breaths into a lightly engaged core. Bending the knee, returning the heel to the body as you swing your foot around to the back and your left hand reaches for the left foot, extending your right arm overhead. You're going to be looking for a drishti on the floor to maintain your balance as you slowly lower down with control, placing your hand on the mat for this variation of half moon pose, keeping your left foot pulled in close to your back hip. Steady breaths into lightly engaged core. If you fall out of the pose, it's okay. Simply try again. Extending the left leg back, exhaling into a standing forward fold as you get peace fingers around your big toes and pull your body closer into your legs, hinging at the hips. Long, smooth breaths into the belly, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Inhaling into a halfway lift. choosing downward dog or vinyasa. Holding in downward dog for a few breaths, grounding through the hands and the feet. Inhaling as you step the left foot through the hands and move both hands to the right of your foot, coming into lizard pose. Steady breaths into a lightly engaged core. Your head and neck is in alignment with your spine. Inhaling as you extend the left arm, looking up to the left hand. Exhaling as you transition into extended side angle, looking up at your hand. Steady breaths into a lightly engaged core. Exhaling as you come into Skadasana, side lunge pose, choosing any arm variation that you want. Continuing steady breaths into a lightly engaged core. Exhale, transitioning into pyramid pose, hands on either side of the left foot. Long, smooth breaths here. Exhaling back into downward dog, holding here for a couple breaths. This is where we'll soon be practicing Bhuja Padasana. You can choose crow if you wish, stepping forward and squatting and making your fingers wide, starfish fingers, putting your hands directly behind your heels and trying to balance on your arms. And you're going to be bringing the soles of your feet to touch, staring at the mat, just trying to balance here on your arms and checking that your wrists feel okay. Steady breaths into a lightly engaged core. If you fall backwards, it's okay. Simply try again. Returning your feet to be flat on the mat as you stand up into a standing forward fold, coming into gorilla as we place our palms under our feet. Long, smooth breaths. Inhaling as we sweep the arms into upward salute. Exhale into Tadasana, mountain pose. Now working through the sequence on the opposite side, ensuring footing is secure on the floor with the left foot, and when ready, raising the right knee up as we grab the big toe with the right peace fingers, holding here if you wish, finding a drishti, and if you feel you have steady balance, extending the right foot out, maintaining that drishti gaze to hold your balance. Steady breaths into a lightly engaged core. Returning the heel towards the body as you swing the foot around and hold on to it with your right hand, extending the left arm overhead, staring at your mat, finding a drishti point, and when ready, with control, slowly lowering down, placing your hand on the mat, holding your gaze on that drishti point for the variation of half moon. Extending the right leg back as you come into a standing forward fold. placing your forearms behind your calves to really get a good hug of your torso into your legs, stretching the hamstrings. Inhaling into a halfway lift as you step back into downward dog or choose a vinyasa. Holding in downward dog. Inhaling as you step the left foot through the hands, coming into lizard pose. Inhale, extending the right arm, gazing at your hand. Exhale as you transition into extended side angle. I'm going to do a bind here. Trying a bind if you wish, or any other variation. Exhaling into Skadasana, side lunge. Again, choosing any variation with your arms. Exhale, transitioning to pyramid pose. The right foot is forward, placing hands on either side of the foot. Exhale, stepping back into downward dog. Holding here for a couple breaths. Bending the knees as you step forward and squat, and once again bring your hands on the mat behind your heels, coming into shoulder press. This time trying to cross your feet at the ankles, maintaining your balance. And if you have any strength, just trying to press up and lift your feet an inch or so off the mat. Uncrossing the feet, returning them flat to the mat as you come into a standing forward fold, ragdoll, swing side to side, inhaling to a halfway lift, stepping back into downward dog. Bending the knees, looking to the front of the mat, and just trying to jump through to seated. Coming into Dandasana staff pose. We will be transitioning into a both big toe to boat sequence. Bending the knees and getting our peace fingers and grabbing both big toes. Extending the legs up and picturing that you're the letter V. And if you have balance, you're on your sit bones. Dropping your head back and gazing up at the ceiling. Steady breaths into a lightly engaged core. Releasing the fingers, transitioning into boat pose. You can choose to modify here if you wish. Transitioning out of boat pose, you're going to raise up your hands. Your fingers are spread wide. You're going to roll forward and place your hands on the mat and jump back into Chaturanga Dandasana, Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling into prone pose, placing your forehead on your hands, allowing your breath to slow down, inhaling and exhaling through the nose, deep into the belly. Reaching hands back for feet for bow pose, Dhanurasana. Forehead is on the mat. Exhaling up into bow. Your core is engaged. You have full even breaths into an engaged core. This is a strengthening and energizing pose. Exhale, returning to prone pose with your forehead on the mat. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose, into the belly. Long, smooth breaths, allowing your heart rate to slow. Inhaling as you transition through tabletop into child's pose embryo, resting your arms alongside your legs, grounding with your forehead to the mat, using this pose as an act of surrender and finding stillness. Inhaling, transitioning through tabletop, you'll be bringing the right leg forward to come into pigeon pose. Coming on to the forearms first. Head and neck is in alignment with the spine. Long, smooth breaths. Option to lower your forehead to the mat for a deeper stretch. Inhaling as you transition back into child pose, knees together, arms extended, forehead to mat. Inhaling up, coming into pigeon pose with the left leg forward. Option to lower forehead to the mat for a deeper stretch. Inhaling, returning to child's pose, knees together, arms extended in front, forehead to mat. Rising up, transitioning into frog pose, changing lengthwise on the mat so your knees are more comfortable as they slide out, knees in alignment with the hips. Option to come onto the forearms first, and if looking for a deeper stretch, to lower the forehead and chest to the floor. Long, smooth breaths. Inhaling as you rise up and draw your heels into your hips and sit back, allowing the adductors to relax after such a deep stretch. Returning to face the front of the mat, crossing your ankles and rolling back to staff pose Dandasana. Inhale as you reach for the feet, extending the spine, exhaling into a forward fold. Continuing long, smooth breaths, allowing the nervous system to slow down, relax, and come into a parasympathetic state. Inhaling, returning to staff pose Dandasana, bringing the right sole of the foot up against the inner left thigh as we prepare for Janu Sirsasana. Extending arms to take hold of the left foot as we exhale and lower down, bringing our forehead over our left knee. Continuing long, smooth breaths. Inhale, transitioning into half Lord of the Fishes. The right knee is bent with the foot flat on the mat as we extend the left arm to straighten and extend the spine, twisting to the right, looking over the right shoulder. Exhale, returning to staff pose. Positioning the left foot for Janu Shirsasana. Extending the arms out over the right foot. And exhaling as we fold forward, bringing our forehead over our right knee. Inhaling, transitioning into half Lord of the Fishes. The left knee will be pointing up as you twist to the left. Exhale, returning to staff pose, Dandasana, shaking out the legs a little. Scooching forward on your mat as you slowly roll onto your back, knees remain pointing up. We'll be transitioning into bridge pose, lifting up your hips to position your hands. As you raise your hips up, knees press together, pressing the hips up to the ceiling. Steady breaths into a lightly engaged core. Exhale as you lower your hips to the mat. Knees remain pointed up. Making a diamond with the index fingers and the thumbs and placing your hands underneath your hips for half shoulder stand, gazing up at your big toes. Option to transition into plow pose or remain in half shoulder stand. While in plow, if you feel any pain in your neck or your spine, simply return to half shoulder stand. Exhale as you slowly transition back to half shoulder stand. Once again, gazing up at your toes. Bending the knees, placing feet flat on the mat. Option to come into a quick reclined butterfly, extending arms overhead for one good stretch before transitioning into double knee twist on the right hand side. Closing your eyes here if you wish. Inhaling as you come up to windshield wiper knees back and forth. And when ready, dropping into a double knee twist on the left hand side. Again, closing your eyes here if you wish. Inhaling as you start to windshield wiper the knees back and forth once again. And when ready, coming into a reclined butterfly, arms extended overhead, opening the heart space, source of infinite love and wisdom, bringing awareness to the sacred light within. Exhaling as you transition into Shavasana pose, relaxing your jaw, your tongue is soft, allowing your body to feel heavy on the mat, keeping your awareness on your breath, allowing yourself to find a sense of stillness as you rest. Starting to wiggle fingers and toes to bring some awareness back to the body, extending arms overhead for one big body stretch, and then placing your hands behind your thighs as you rock back and forth on your mat, massaging your spine back and forth, and then coming up to easy pose Sukhasana, straightening your spine through the crown, closing your eyes for some centering breaths. Bringing hands in prayer, Anjali Mudra, to your heart, holding gratitude for this time and practice on your mat today. Bringing hands in Anjali Mudra to your third eye chakra, honoring the sacred light in each of us. Bowing, Namaste.